Hello and welcome back to Aubrey Books and Coffee. Please grab your favorite beverage of choice and join me. So it's November. Woo! I love Thanksgiving. I love food. I love time with the family. So I am excited about this month. I also love that November is NaNoWriMo. So of course I'm going to be finishing book 3. And that's going to be a lot, and I'm planning on doing something a little unique that I've not done before. So I will get to that, though, at the end. Let's start off with our rules because, let's face it, that's why you join in, is because it's fun to watch TBR games. I love them, too. Happy November, everybody. Let's do some rolls. First, we're going to see how many we're going to do, and it looks like 11. All right, so 11 rolls it is. And the first roll is a roll again, so I get to pick. Let's start off with a cookie. And it looks like a black and white cover. Okay, so roll number 1 was a black and white cover. I know you guys are going to mock me because technically this isn't black and white, but I'm going to stretch it because it does work for the prompt. I do want to make sure that all of our books fill the prompts, not only that I'm rolling, but with it being November, Cassidy from Covers with Cassidy is doing what she calls Knock It Out November to continue series, to try to hopefully wrap up some of these series instead of always just starting new ones. And I love this idea. I had thought about doing that this month too. I hadn't called it Knock It Out November. I technically think that's better than what I came up with. But what I said was Nextember. So Nextember, November. So anyway, like I said, hers was better. But regardless if it's Knock It Out November or if it's Nextember, I am going to continue a series for each prompt. And so for this black and white one, I am dying to go to the next book. So I chose Crooked Kingdom by Leigh Bardugo. I loved Six of Crows. I thought it was fantastic. I can't wait to see what's happening next with all of these guys and their heist. And so I had to make it work somehow. And so we're going to pretend this is black and white and not black, white, and a little gold, okay? You're just going to have to work with me on this one, guys. Okay, roll number 2, and I'm sorry, my cat decided to join me in my November rolls, so Talia's going to watch. And another cookie. Well, all right. And it says, oh, my husband gets to pick. Okay, so roll number 2 was Ryan got to pick. Now, if you remember from my previous reviews, even just yesterday's review, he's not doing so hot on picking for me, like for me actually liking them. So this time, since I'm wanting to continue a series anyway, I gave him a list to pick from, and he chose the next book, Days of Blood and Starlight by Laini Taylor. I am excited. This follows the Daughters of Smoke and Bones, and I cannot wait because I left Karoo in the middle of a catastrophe, and so I need to know that she's okay. So I'm really looking forward to reading this and seeing what happens next. Okay, roll number 3 is a coffee cup. And it says a reread. Well, that won't work for this because I'm trying to read through series. So we're going to draw the next one. And the coffee cup is to get your scare on. Didn't I just end a scary month? Roll number 3, get your scare on. Are you kidding me? I just did October with a whole bunch of scary books. I don't want scary. But thankfully, I am continuing different series, and my level of scary is a lot lower than most. So for me, this is scary. It's a scary series. I'm continuing with book 2 of the Nevernight Chronicles God's Grave by J. Kristoff. They're assassins, for heaven's sakes. So there's some scary factor in here. I think the cover is super spooky looking. We're going to go with that, you guys. Okay, roll number 4. So far she's being pretty good. Wine glass. And it says a graphic novel. Oh, I'm excited about that. And a coffee break. Okay, roll number 4 gives us a graphic novel. I'm betting you guys already know what I'm going to pick to continue with, and that is the Solo Leveling series by Qigong. This is number 3. As you know, I have loved it every step of the way. It's been a 5-star and a keep, so I'm excited to see what happens next. So let's get that coffee break. Oh my goodness. Of course, now I've got Talia's attention big time. Let's see. And we're taking a look here. And unfolding, and it goes on forever. That's not usually a good sign. I changed them up this month a little bit. Ooh, but it says I get caffeine, so it's going to be good. It's not decaf. Gain an additional check towards a new book. Yay! Okay, so for the coffee break, I have my little card that I got from Kim with Whimsical Narratives. And so I got to give myself an extra check. I actually had finished 10 with that, and I've started new ones, and that's why I've got 2 checks on there now. And for the one that I finished, I actually got to go ahead and do a pre-order of the special edition for Crescent Cities. I am so excited. I can't wait till those come in. Of course, everybody's having problems with shipping and stuff. Thanks, COVID. So it'll be a hot minute before I can unbox those. But much like the special edition from Blood and Ash, I will do a separate video with that so you guys can enjoy the gorgeous covers with me. So after the coffee break, though, was that 5th roll. Roll number 5. So far, this game's not been too bad for me. I love it. Coffee. The prompt says, why am I not focusing? There we go. An audiobook. Oh, thank goodness. Which was for an audiobook. Thank heavens. And I chose King's Cage by Victoria Aveyard. And again, this is, I think, book 4 now going into it. And so from the Red Queen series, I look forward to seeing what happens. I hope it's a little less dry than the last one, but I am still super duper excited, and I want to wrap up this series eventually. Roll number 6. Oh, we're stretching now. Okay. Are we leaving? No, just being a cat. Cool, cool. A book. Oh, good. I was worried we were going to go through the whole game with no book. And the prompt says to fulfill a bingo square, which I have fulfilled all of my reading challenges, so that one actually won't work. So, and the coffee cup below it, kind of funny enough, is also to continue a series, so I'm just going to pick. Okay, so for the 6th roll, it was all about the bingo, but I've already fulfilled all of the reading prompts, including bingo cards for the year. That is the price that gets paid whenever you do 20 plus books every month. And so I decided I would pick one. And so I decided to continue the duology and wrap it up. I chose The Queen's Secret by Melissa de la Cruz. This is from The Queen's Assassin. I really loved that story, and I'm dying to know what happens to the 2 main characters where we left them. So this will be fantastic to finish up. Roll number 7. I have to admit, 11 different rolls on the 11th month of the year. It's actually kind of cool. A roll again. What haven't we had? I think we've had pretty much every prompt now, so I'm going to go with a book. Book with a 1-word title. Roll number 7 gives us the prompt for 1-word title, and I am so excited that we got this one, because the next book in the Caraval series is legendary, 1 word. And especially if you have seen my review of the Once Upon a Broken Heart and Ballad of Broken Heart books, I'm dying to finish this series to see where that all plugs in so it makes more sense to me and I'm less disappointed by endings. So I'm going to continue with this and let you guys know what I think. Roll number 8. I'll roll again. Okay. Well, you know, I do like my wine, so we'll go with a wine glass. And it says, most anticipated read. Roll number 8 is most anticipated read. And so for me, the series I have been absolutely adoring and I cannot wait to dive into book number 3 is the Ember in the Ashes series. So I chose Reaper at the Gates by Sabaa Tahir. I am so excited to see what's happening next. The characters are in peril here. Like we literally left them just hanging. So dying to see what happens next. Okay, roll number 9. A roll again. So I guess I get to pick a lot of these. Well, let's go to a cookie again. And it says a Katie pick. So this roll told us it was going to be a Katie pick, and she was excited. She heard me talking a lot about the main characters and especially a cute little sea serpent animal pet that one of the main characters had. So she wants me to continue the Drowning Kingdom series with book 2, The Bone Shard Emperor. Remember, I read The Bone Shard Daughter, or the Emperor, Bone Shard Emperor's Daughter. Oh, wow. Yeah, like I don't even remember now. So anyway, this is book 2. We're going to pretend I didn't just sound completely unprofessional there. This is book 2. I swear I do like the series. Okay, roll number 10. Almost there. A wine glass. And it says Instant Love. Okay, roll number 10 gave us Instant Love prompt, and for this one I chose book 2 in the Girls of Paper and Fire series, and so I'm excited to read the Girls of Storm and Shadow. Somebody's being very ornery and trying to steal my dice and my little papers in my cup for my coffee breaks. Talia? Yep, talking about you. Are you feeling the shame? Yeah, you should. Roll number 11. This is a coffee cup. And the prompt says, oops, number in the title. Our last roll has the prompt of a number in the title. Now this one I'm going to fudge just a little bit. I am choosing Stellar Loon by Shannon Messenger. This is book 9 and Keeper of the Lost Cities. And technically it's on the book that it says number 9 in the series. So that's where I'm going to kind of fudge it a little bit. But this is a really thick book. I have a lot of books on my list that are super thick, and I obviously care about each of these series or I wouldn't be continuing them, and so I really want to make sure I absorb them. Plus with NaNoWriMo, it's going to be a super busy month, and I need to get Stellar Loon on here because it is a top secret project that I'm working on that I'll give you more details at another time. So just suffice to say, I need to read this as quick as possible. And so I need it to be on my TBR. Sorry, guys. And as I said before, even though I'm going to be doing some crazy stuff with writing this month for NaNoWriMo, I still want to do the Bookopoly or Bookopoly each time. So I'm rolling my 2 dice, and it looks like 5. And so I have my little marker here. Remember, I had to have those horrible 500-page book. And so I'll take it off there, and I move 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, which is a community shelf pick, which instead of writing books on there, I actually just wrote here I get to do a sub pick. So there you go. So with the Bookopoly roll, I landed on sub pick, which means like a subscription box. So I get to look at all the subscription boxes. None of them, of course, are going to have a continuation in a series because they don't want to leave anybody high and dry that hasn't read the predecessor. But one of the books that I've had for a while on my shelf, and you've seen it in the background, I'm sure, and is absolutely gorgeous, and I'm hoping is a 5-star, is Our Crooked Hearts by Melissa Albert. I love this book. I think this is a gorgeous edition. And so I'm really hoping that I like it. Now, on top of the rolling, of course, I am also in a couple of book clubs. The first one I'm going to talk about is Backlist Books with covers with Cassidy. And again, I'm going to link everything down below to help you guys out. And we're continuing a series, so it's actually very fitting with the month of November's theme. And the second book now that we're going to be diving into for November and December is An Echo of Things to Come by James Islington. I did give the first one a 5-star. I'm excited for this one to hopefully also be a 5-star. But again, it's a nice chunky monkey, so need to get started on this time and give myself the full 2 months. So the second book club that I am a part of is one I'm actually going to be hosting on one of my Instagram accounts. And I'll have a picture here and link below of that so you can find us. The book we're going to be doing is A Touch of Light by Thiago Abdallah. This time I pronounced it right, unlike on my birthday video. So please join us. Feel free to do this in an audio version or physical or ebook. And each Saturday in the month of November, we're going to cover X number of chapters. I believe it's like 10 each week to get to the end on time. And each Saturday we'll meet up and you'll just post what you thought of each chapter, and we can comment on each other's posts and kind of enjoy sharing the book together as like a buddy read. Feel free to jump in at any time. There's going to be spoilers, so just a heads up there. Make sure you've read the chapters for that week so you don't get spoiled. If you've read ahead, please try hard not to spoil what's coming up for others. And we'll just hopefully have a good time and enjoy going back and forth. And even if I'm there by myself, it's another book I've been wanting to read, and I'm going to put my ideas there and you can pop in and see for yourselves and just kind of see if it's fun. But I do hope that you join, because if it ends up being a successful book club, I do have some prizes and things that I want to start getting into next year. So, last but certainly not least are usually what I do for my writing prompt rolls. However, with it being November and NaNoWriMo, I'm just knocking out book 3. But I thought, how fun would it be for you to be able to kind of join me on this process, since I am still a new author trying to kind of figure things out. And so what I'll do is I'll actually be doing a weekly vlog. Every Sunday I will post up little snippets of videos that I've taken along the way that will kind of encapsulate the writing process for that week and the frustrations and the struggles and my word counts that I'm hoping to hit each time. And each of those vlogs will of course have, I'm terrible at keeping secrets, so it'll have whatever I want to say at that time, you'll know. So if it's a heads up on the series, if it's a heads up on if I found an editor, if I found a publisher, if I found an agent, actual dates of when books are going to start dropping next year, things like that. So it's going to have some fun little things because again, I'm terrible at keeping secrets. So that's what I'm going to be doing instead of writing prompts. And I look forward to sharing those with you each week. I also wanted to make sure to say I always do each month my 3 anticipated books that are coming out. And so for the month of November, I'm excited for A Light in the Flame by Jennifer Armentrout. Of course, I'm going to have to add this to my TBR and read it as soon as I get it, which won't be until November 15th, but I am dying to read this book. The next one is Saint by Adrienne Young. Again, I am so excited. I loved Fable. I loved Namesake. Saint is actually going to be a prequel, so I'm excited to see how this came about and how this particular character, Saint, came about. And just hearing more about Fable's mom and stuff like that. So I am really excited to read this one, and it goes along with our theme of series, so I may have to add that one as well. The third one is Blood Marked by Tracy Dion. This is book 2. It follows Legendborn. If you saw that review, I really enjoyed that book. So I'm excited to continue the series with this one. May or may not be this month, depends on how hard it is to get in my daily word counts along the week, because of course that's got to take priority. And I of course get Once Upon a Book Club book boxes, and so I got those in. If there's time and enough of brain power left, I hope to also add in September's book, which was Lord of the Fly Fest, and October's, well, that was unexpected. So I'm going to add these 2 to my TBR if there's time. They aren't a series, so they don't follow, the whole theme of the month anyway. But I do like to read those, open the gifts, and review it all with you guys. I know you enjoy seeing them too. That's all I've got for November, you guys. Thanks for hanging out with me and making it to the end. Please like, subscribe, follow the links below. There are so many. And have a great November.